In this lecture, we'll create another contract named auction creator that has a function which, when called, will deploy a new instance of the auction contract. So contract auction creator, and here we have a dynamic array of type address that holds the addresses of each deployed auction. So addresses, dynamic array, public, auctions. Now we create the function that will be called by third-party users that want their own auction. Function create auction public, and here inside this function we deploy a new auction contract like this: new auction equals new auction, and now the constructor arguments. The auction constructor has no argument, so our list is empty, and we'll add the address of the new auction to our auctions dynamic array. So auctions dot push of new auction. When a user calls this function, inside the auction contract, msg.sender will be the address of the auction creator and not the address of the user's account that called this function. We've seen this problem in the previous example, but we want that the owner of a specific auction to be the account, the externally owned account that called this function. So here we pass an argument, let's say address creator, and the owner is equal to the creator and not to msg.sender, because msg.sender is the creator contract address. Creator. And here we pass the msg.sender variable to the new auction function. So msg.sender. msg.sender will be the address of the account that calls this function. Now let's test how our auction contracts will be deployed. So here, using JavaScript virtual machine and the first account, I'll create an auction creator contract. So deploy. The contract has been deployed, and now different users, third-party users, we have nothing to do with those users, so there is no trust. Those users will call this function, the create auction function. So let's suppose this is a third-party user and wants his own auction. The auction has been created. Let's try another one. This account creates another auction, and this account creates another auction. So in total we have 3 auctions from 3 different users. Each user has its own auction. If I want to see the first auction, I have this address. This is the address of the first deployed auction. I copy the address, and here, selecting the auction contract, I'll paste the address. Okay, the contract has been loaded here, and if I want to see who is the owner, I can see that the owner is the address that starts with 147 and not the address of the auction creator contract that starts with 152. And the owner is this address as we wanted. This is how we scale our auction application to thousands of auctions like we see on eBay. One remark: here we have a very simple web application front-end. Using a JavaScript framework, we can program a very nice and fancy single-page application, or what we want, and using Web3, we call this function. So the final user will have a nice front-end application and will press a button like here, create auction, and an auction will be created for him. That's all. Thanks. See you in the next section.